Welcome back to another Charlotte Legacy League, where we have Grixis Delver versus Stiflenot. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters who are helping the league and the YouTube channel. If you would like to become a supporter, please click on the link in the show notes. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Game 1. Cam has kept 7. Chandler is on 6 on the play. Leads off on a Tundra. Passes it back over to Cam here. See if Cam's able to do anything. Leads off with a Wasteland for his first turn. Chandler no response. And off to his next turn. Draws a Misty Rainforest off the top and passes back. Let's see what we have now. We've got a Delver coming out for Cam. Chandler's going to fetch, finding a basic island, scared off of those non-basics. He had quite a thrashing from his previous match with me, and then also getting wastelanded on his turn 1. We're going to see a Delver trigger and flip, and a Fatal Push being on top. So Cam hasn't answered any Dreadnoughts that come into play, and he also has a clock on the battlefield. So see what we got now. Another Delver from Cam. Back over to Chandler, ponder, see if he's able to put anything together on this Wasteland, Prismatic Ending, and a Stifle. I'm going to put all that back, draw a fresh card. After the shuffle, finds a basic Plains, and back over to Cam more than likely. Taking a quick second to think here. See if he wants to fire off a Source of Plowshare or something along those lines. No, he does not. Trigger on the Delver. Is going to cast a Brainstorm in response to make sure he gets that other Delver to flip for him. So, 2 cards back on top. He's going to see a trigger. Looks like he's putting a Lightning Bolt on top here and making sure that other Delver is going to flip as well. Lightning Bolt it is. A Japanese 4th edition Lightning Bolt. Wonder where he got those from. Now we've got 2 Delvers that are flipped, and we've got 6 damage on the board. We've got a fast clock. So, let's see what we've got going here. We've got a Source of Plowshare coming from Chandler. A Daze coming from Cam. A Daze coming back from Chandler. And the stack is clear. It's a good thing that these boys know how the stack works. Mark Rosewater will be very proud, considering he said that people don't know how the stack works. All right, back over to Chandler's side. Let's see what he's got. Got his basic island back into play. He does have a Dreadnought. He does have a Stifle. I wonder if he's going to go for it here. Yes, he is. Dreadnought is on the stack. An emergency Brainstorm. Here we go. Top 3 cards from Cam. Let's see if he's able to find a Daze or something along those lines. Force of Will coming from Cam. Looks like Chandler has a Force of Will of his own here. Go along with this Dreadnought and the Stifle in hand. So he's going to pitch the Curie, one of the new cards that it comes out of the Fallout set, but been made popular by, I believe, Brian Koval in the European Prague Eternal Weekend deck. So there is a 12/12 Stifle Dreadnought in play that has been stifled. 3 damage coming across from Cam. He's got a race to go here. He needs to find a black source for that Fatal Push or a Lightning Bolt to try and close this game out fast, because he's got 1 turn to do it. Going down to 10. Did he find an underground sea and or a swamp? Does not look to be the case here. And he packs it up. See game number 2. On to the game number 2 here. Cam is on 7 and so is Chandler. Cam's going to be on the play. So leading off on a Scalding Tarn and Chandler on an Urza Saga. Pithing Needle in play. Cam's going to fetch in response before the Pithing Needle resolves, so he can at least fetch away. Undercity Sewers is in play, pitches the Daze. I imagine that Wasteland, or not that Wasteland, but that Pithy Needle is naming Wasteland. So that Urza Saga is going to be in good shape for Chandler. Pass back over to Chandler. Got an uptick on this Urza Saga. And it looks like he just drew a Curie as well. See if he's going to choose to play that this turn. And he's going to bolt himself in with a Sephoric Springs off of the Sink into Stupor. And it looks like Curie is going to be the line here. So Curie into play, the Emergent Intelligence. Pause it if you want to read this card a little bit more. And we've got a Daze coming in, and that is no longer on the stack. Brainstorm at end step as well. He also has a fetch, so he can actually do a lot of reshuffling here if he wants at this end step. Brainstorm, put 2 back, shuffle away what he doesn't like, and then he's able to kind of reset his hand, especially if he puts back that, well, I guess he's not going to shuffle away. So basic island in play, and let's see what he has in store for us on his turn. Nothing. That was a whole lot of nothing. Alright, back over to Chandler, uptick on this Urza Saga. No additional mana to make a construct here. He's just going to float a colorless, get a Lava Spur Boots, play another Urza Saga, and we've got something coming potentially. So, in the editing I saw this happen. This is Abhorrent Oculus. So, realistically, this card can't be cast here. So, this is illegal game action. Because in addition to it's a casting cost, you have to exile 6 cards from your graveyard. So the Oculus actually, none of this should have actually happened. Cam should have just held on to his Force of Will and said, you can't play that. And then both Force of Wills would be in each other's hands. But he chose to do it and then pointed that out. There's not 6 cards in the graveyard, and it has to be done in addition to its cost, not as it comes into play, or an ETB. So, anyway, mistakes happen. That's a lesson for both players to understand how that card truly works. And pass back over to Cam. Gonna fetch Underground Sea, end step, gonna Bowmaster, and Chandler has nothing for it. They're gonna search out an Orc token, Orc Army token, and here we go. Picks up another Force of Will. He's got an Undercity Sewers, so he did end up putting that back on top. Interesting. But chose not to fetch it away. Huh, okay. He knows better than I do, I guess. And then we've got an uptick on the Urza Saga. Force of Will, drawn for turn from Chandler. And if he has another land here, he can actually start making constructs. He does have another land, so he can start making constructs at Cam's instep. Another Bowmaster at Chandler's instep, bumping that Orc Army up to 2. And now he's got a pretty decent board state here. He can swing for 4, but at the same time, there is the Urza Saga that can make a 3/3 construct. So, not what you really want to see against a whole bunch of little 1/1s, but he's going to swing out anyway, try and put some pressure on Chandler. Saga comes into play. Cam is showing like he has another Bowmaster, so it is pretty heads up for Chandler to just block the Bowmaster instead of the Orc Army. Delver into play for turn. Alright, uptick for 3 on the Saga. Trigger on the stack, he can make another construct. And then he's got some thick 4/4s on the battlefield to go along with his other artifacts. So sometimes Urza Saga just takes you there all by itself, as opposed to being a key engine in the deck for making Dreadnoughts. So that's the plus side of this deck, is it does get to play with the Sagas to have a secondary game plan besides just the Dreadnoughts and the Stifles and Considers. We did have a missed trigger there on the Delver from Cam. I don't think it would have mattered anyway, because I think he drew that other Delver. So we got like a real kind of a race here in a way. He's got double force with a Brainstorm for Chandler's side, so he can cover quite a bit of his what could happen from Cam. But Cam is able to flip these Delvers he's got a pretty good shot here. So I'm going to untap, trigger on the Delvers. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to miss, and we've just got some Delvers here. So what Cam could do is attack with the 2 Delvers, which is what he does. It puts Chandler down to 7. He could block both of the Dreadnoughts here, or geez, not Dreadnoughts, I'm looking at the name. Block both of the constructs here, because neither one of them have trample. And then just hope to flip the Delvers here. So that's a 5/4 with a ward 1, and then the other construct is a it's just a 4/4. So game does have to block, but if we can get these Delvers flipped and find another way through, I don't know. This is a pretty tough spot for him to be in, I guess. So block 1, block 2. If he can flip these Delvers and find a Time Walk or a Time Vault with a Vault Key, with a Mana Vault Key or something along those lines, that'd be great. Now, to be fair, Chandler does have a Force of Will in hand. And it looks like Cam has another Delver. And we've got a Force of Will coming from Chandler's side on the Delver. So what can Cam do? Daze doesn't quite work. I'm not quite sure what's in his hand. If he forces here, he goes to 3. He has a Force and a Daze. He could block, try and flip, attack for 1. Maybe that would have made a difference for him. I don't know. There may have been a little bit of game left there. But Cam gave it up. And thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below.